When you hear the phrase senior scam, you probably picture a shadowy figure calling your parents, pretending to be the IRS, and asking for payment in gift cards. It's terrifying, but it's actually not the biggest threat to your family's financial security. The most devastating scam targeting the elderly isn't illegal at all. It's fully institutionalized, heavily regulated, and hidden in plain sight inside a 50-page legally binding document. It's the modern nursing home contract. Most people think a lifetime of careful saving and building generational wealth means their family is protected. But the reality is that the long-term care industry has perfected a system designed to legally drain decades of hard-earned savings in a matter of months. Think of the standard nursing home pricing model like an airline ticket bought on a budget website. You see a base price that looks expensive but manageable. But once you're on the plane, you realize there's no seatbelt, no oxygen mask, and no water unless you swipe your credit card again. Except in a nursing home, you aren't paying for extra legroom. You are paying for level of care adjustments. It looks like a safety net from the outside, but once your loved one is inside, it operates more like a financial vacuum cleaner, slowly siphoning away everything they've ever worked for. Here is why this trap works so perfectly. The industry knows exactly when you're buying their product. You don't shop for a nursing home on a relaxed Sunday afternoon. You sign these contracts on the worst day of your life. You sign them after your mom has a stroke or after your dad falls and breaks his hip. You are operating on 3 hours of sleep, completely consumed by caregiver burnout, guilt, and sheer terror. You aren't reading the fine print. You just want to know your parent is safe. The system preys on this exact vulnerability. They hand you a stack of papers and a pen when you are emotionally exhausted, knowing you will sign anything to get your loved one the help they need right now. Let's look at the math that makes this so dangerous. You might be quoted a base rate of $7,000 a month. You run the numbers and figure your parents' retirement savings can cover it for a few years. But what they don't explicitly highlight is the tiered care structure. As your parent ages, their needs naturally increase. Suddenly, the facility assesses them and moves them to level 2. Now simply bringing them their medication costs an extra $500 a month. Helping them stand up from a chair is a mobility fee of $1,000 a month. That $7,000 base rate quietly balloons to $12,000 or $14,000 a month. At that rate, an estate of $300,000, a nest egg that took 40 years of sacrifice to build, is completely wiped out in less than 2 years. Once the money is gone, the facility forces you to apply for Medicaid, leaving your family with nothing, and often leaving your parent with a lower standard of care. This is where you have to fundamentally change how you view aging and health care. The mistake 95% of families make is treating elder care strictly as a medical crisis. But if you want to protect your family, you have to start treating it as a wealth preservation strategy. You don't wait until the house is on fire to buy insurance. You cannot wait until a medical emergency happens to plan for long-term care. The shift happens when you stop saying, "We'll figure it out when mom gets sick," and start saying, "We need an elder care attorney and an asset protection trust 5 years before mom ever needs a facility." Protecting your parents in their final years isn't just about finding a place with nice nurses and a good dining hall. It's about building a legal and financial fortress around them before the crisis hits. Because in the long-term care industry, ignorance isn't just bliss. It's the most expensive mistake your family will ever make.